back to me and you're saying, "Hi, Mrs. Ceil." Okay, we said our hellos. Now I'm going to ask you to please stand up the way I am and let's move a little bit. Ready? The song that we're going to do is All Together. Here we go.
Everybody, all together now. Everybody, clap your hands.
Do that? Clap your hands.
All together now. Everybody, clap your hands. Everybody, clap your hands. Everybody.
Okay, listen for what's next.
Everybody, stomp your feet.
Stomp your feet.
Everybody stomp your feet. Everybody stomp your feet.
And what did we do first?
Everybody clap your hands.
Okay, clap your hands. Remember this song?
Everybody all together.
Okay, what's next?
Everybody swing and
Swing and sway.
Everybody all together now. Everybody swing and sway. Everybody swing and sway.
What did we do before this one?
Everybody stomp your
Stomp your feet. And what did we do first?
Everybody clap your hands.
Okay, clap your hands.
Everybody all together now. Everybody
What do we do?
shake it
Shake it
down.
down. My favorite.
Everybody
I love to shake it down.
Everybody shake it down. Everybody shake it down.
And what do we have to do now?
Everybody swing and sway.
And before this one?
Everybody stomp your feet.
Stomp your feet. And what did we do first?
Everybody clap your hands.
Clap your hands.
Everybody
Okay, what's next?
together now. Everybody turn
Turn around.
Everybody all together now. Everybody turn around.
Turn around.
Everybody turn around.
And what did we do before that one?
Everybody shake it
My
down.
favorite. And what do we do before that?
Everybody swing and sway.
Swing and sway.
Everybody stomp your feet.
Stomp your feet. And what did we do first?
Everybody clap your hands.
Clap your hands.
Everybody sit back down.
Sit back down. Okay. All right. Boys and girls, I like this song, and you know why, right? It helps us to use our memory. We have to remember what we did before the movement we're doing now. Okay, all right, so boys and girls, let me come right back and we'll see what's happening next. Okay, so girls and boys, we started off with a song that we needed to use our memory with. And now I would like to play the memory game with you. We did it the last time, but this time I switched the pictures. You have some new pictures under the cards because I really want you to use your memory. Okay, let's see what they are. Here's the first one. You know what that is, right? A star. Okay, here's the next picture. A kite. Yes, you can fly a kite way up into the sky. How about here? A tree. The trees are getting very green, aren't they? The leaves are coming out full on all of the trees. And how about here? An elephant. And an elephant is my favorite animal. Do you have a favorite animal? I'm sure you do. Well, the elephant is mine. Okay, so we need to remember these pictures. And if we want to remember them, a good way to do that is by saying them. So let's say them together. Ready? I will point to them. Star, kite, tree, elephant. Okay, keep looking at them because you need to remember. Let's say them again. Star, kite, tree, elephant. Okay, let's say them one more time before I cover them up. Ready? Star, kite, tree, elephant. Okay, let me start to cover them. I'm going to cover the star, next the kite, then the tree, and the last one is the elephant. Okay, ready? Now I'm going to uncover 3 of them, and you have to tell me which one is still covered. Ready? I'm going to take this one down, and this one, and this one. Okay. Tell me what's under that card. Did you say the star? Good for you if you did. Okay, let's cover them again. There's the star, and the kite, and the tree, and the elephant. Okay, ready? I'm going to uncover the star, and I'm going to uncover the tree. And I think I'm going to uncover the kite. Okay, what's under this one? Are you saying the elephant? Excellent. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, ready? I'm going to uncover this one. I'm going to uncover this one. And I'm going to uncover this one. What picture is hidden behind that card? Are you telling me the tree? Super duper. Okay, all right, we're gonna get a little tricky. Are you ready? Look at them. The star, the kite, the tree, and the elephant. Okay, ready? I'm going to really make you use your memory right now. Okay. I am going to uncover this one. And I'm going to uncover this one. Okay. What's behind that one? Do you remember? Think about it. Did you say the kite? Super. How about here? What's behind that one? The elephant. Okay. Very good. Okay, here we go again. Ready? I'm going to uncover this one, and I'm going to uncover this one. Okay, what's behind there? The star, yes. And what's behind there? The kite. Very, very good. Okay, are you ready? This one's going to be super tricky. Let's see if you can do it. Ready? I cover the star. I cover the kite. I cover the tree. And now I'm covering the elephant. Okay. I'm going to uncover just the elephant. Now you have to try to guess 3. What do you think is back there? Behind that card is the star. Excellent. Okay, and what do you think is behind that one? Did you say the kite? Very good. And how about behind there? What do you think's behind there? Did you guess the tree? Super. Okay, boys and girls, memory games are good games to play. They make your brain strong, and it's important to have a strong brain, just like having a strong body. Everything needs to be strong. Okay, so I thought that was fun. I hope you did too. Let's see what the project's going to be. I'll be right back to show you. Boys and girls, there's no alphabet up here because we're finished with it. We were finished the last time as well. So we're just going to do another project that I think will be lots of fun, and I'm going to show it to you. Do you know what it is? It goes bzzz. A bee, yes, this is a bee. And maybe some of you are saying, oh, Mrs. Ceil, I don't like bees. Well, you know what? I don't like if a bee would sting me, but there are lots of important things that bees do for us. So I would first like to tell you those, and maybe that will change your mind and you might start liking bees. I wouldn't like a bee to sting me, but I like what the bee does. So before I show you, I am going to tell you some important facts about bees. Now, this isn't our story for today, but I told you once before that the library has lots and lots of books here. Now, when you watch me for the program, I always read a story to you. Well, those aren't the only books that we have. We have so many more books, and you can come with a grown-up and you can borrow some of them. Well, I have this one right here that says, Show Me Insects. And it's a picture book that tells you all about insects. Well, I want to tell you something interesting about the bee. Okay, are you ready? Okay, a bee is a very social insect, and that means that it likes to live with other bees. It doesn't like to live all by itself. It likes to work together, and it builds nests, and they search for food together. So they like to be with other bees, not just alone. Another thing about bees is that the bees go from flower to flower to gather some sweet nectar. And you know what they do with that nectar? They bring it back to the hive and they make honey with it. Have you ever tasted honey? I have. I happen to like it. It's very sweet, but I like to eat honey, and the bees make it. Now, this is something that I never knew. So they say that you learn something new every day. I'm going to tell you this. Do you know that bees like to dance? Oh my goodness. I think I could be a bee. I love to dance as well. It says that bees dance at their hive to tell other bees where to find pollen or nectar. That's kind of silly, but bees like to dance. Who would have thought about that? Okay, and another fact about bees is that the bees make wax for their hives. And you know, people collect that wax and they make candles from them. Or they even make crayons out of them. How about that? So if we didn't have bees, we wouldn't get wax or honey. And the bees carry pollen from flower to flower. And when they do that, it makes seeds. And those seeds bring us other flowers and vegetables and fruits. And if the bees didn't do that, there would be lots of things that we would be missing. So those are some interesting facts about bees. Now, as I said before, I wouldn't want a bee to sting me, but I wouldn't want to miss out on tasting honey, or maybe coloring with crayons. You know how much I love to color. So I love to color, and some of that wax is made from bees, that crayons are made from. Okay, so let's see how to make our bee project. First things first. Okay, I know that you have a piece of paper, this color. So what's the color? Yellow, yes. Bees are yellow and they have some stripes. So what I need for you to do is to get your yellow paper. By the way, I haven't asked you this in a very long time. What's the shape of this paper? What's the shape? It's not a circle. What is it? It's a rectangle. Yes, the paper is in the shape of a rectangle. So get your rectangle and then get your strips of black paper, and what you need to do is to glue those strips onto your paper. We're going to do that first before we attach it to the little paper towel roll. I cut some rolls of paper towels this size so we can make our beads. So I need for you to do first is get your glue stick, and you're going to put some glue on that paper. I can't do this up in the air because the paper is too long for me to do that. But you're going to put your black stripes onto your paper. Now you have to put all 3 of them on. So that's what I'm going to do as well, so you could see what it looks like. Okay, I put my glue on, and now I'm putting my stripes on, and you press those stripes down to make sure that they stick, okay? Okay, so you should have a piece of yellow paper with some black stripes on it like this. Now, after that's done, and let that dry just a little bit because you don't want those stripes to start falling off of the paper, I need for you to turn it over, and I need for you to put glue on that side of the paper. You have to really cover it because what we're going to do is after you put glue on it, you're going to roll it around that paper towel roll. Okay, so I'm going to do it as well so you can see what it looks like. And you need to fill it up, okay? Don't just put a little dab of glue because it has to stick on that whole roll. Okay, so I covered mine up. And then I'm going to start from one side, and it's better to do this on the table, okay? But Miss Ceil's doing it up in the air, so you can see it, okay? And I'm rolling it around. Okay. Okay, so then you have your paper towel roll that's covered with the paper. Okay, so let's do the wings next. Okay, so the wings are this white piece of paper, okay? Now I have the bigger part to the top and the smaller part to the bottom. What I need for you to do is put glue right in the center, and then you're going to put it onto the back of your paper towel roll. Now see, I said you have to put a lot of glue. I need some more glue because mine is starting to come off, so I need to add a little bit more glue before I put the wings on. Okay, now the glue is down the middle, and I'm putting it on, and I'm going to hold it just for a few seconds because the glue really sticks to the paper. So I'm just going to hold it for a few seconds. Okay. Now I'm going to let that dry right there. Okay, I'm getting there. The next thing I need for you to do is to take that circle, the gray circle, okay, and you are going to have to do a few things to this. This is the bee's face. Okay, one thing I want you to do is put some glue right at the tippy top, because that's where you are going to glue your bee's antenna. Okay, right at the tippy top though. Okay, you see that? Right at the top. And then I need for you to glue on the little wiggly eyes. Okay, so that's going to go under the antenna. So now it'll look like this. Okay, now you are going to need your black crayon and your red crayon if you want. What I did was, I gave my bee a little smile with the black crayon, and then I gave it some rosy red cheeks. So you can do that too. So here we go, I'm going to show you. I have my black crayon, okay, and I'm going to give my bee a smile. Okay, so that's the first thing I did. I gave it a smile. And then I'm going to take my red crayon and I'm going to put 2 circles right at the end of the smile. Okay, my bee is going to have some rosy red cheeks. When you're finished with that, you have to put some glue at the back of that bee's face, and I'm just putting it down at the bottom. Okay, I'm not putting it up the whole circle, just down at the bottom of the circle. And then I'm going to attach it to the front. Okay, and when you're done, your bee will look like this one, and he will be ready to fly and gather some pollen. Okay, there you go. You also have a color sheet. And it says, bees like sunflowers. They sure do. And I colored it here as well. Bees like sunflowers. And sunflowers are very, very pretty. And do you know what you can get from the center of a sunflower once it starts to dry out? You can get sunflower seeds, and those are seeds that you can eat. And I think they are delicious too. Okay, so boys and girls, that's our project and color sheet for today. If you want to pause the video, you can do that and you can work on them now, or you can just sit back because I am coming right back to read a story. The name of today's story is The Very Greedy Bee by Steve Smallman. Do you know what that means, boys and girls, that word greedy? It means that this little bee wanted everything for himself and he didn't want to share. Do you think that's a good idea? Let's see what happens. Look at all of the bees. They're all together, remember? We said they're social. They like to travel together and do things in a group. In a busy, buzzy beehive lived a very greedy bee. All the other bees worked hard making honey and cleaning the hive. But the greedy bee spent all day gobbling pollen and guzzling nectar. Slurp, slurp, burp. Slurp, slurp, burp. There he is. The greedy bee wouldn't share his nectar with anyone. He wouldn't even let a tired ladybug sit on his flower. "Find your own flower," he shouted. "This one is mine." Oh my, the poor little ladybug said, "Eek," and he yelled it again, "Mine!" Wow. And when one day the greedy bee found a meadow full of the biggest, juiciest flowers he had ever seen, he decided not to tell anyone. "Yummy," he buzzed. "Lots and lots of flowers, and they're all for me. Wow!" The greedy bee whizzed and bizzed from flower to flower, slurping and burping and growing fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. At last his tummy was full and he settled down on a big pink flower in the warm yellow sunshine and fell fast asleep. This is zzz. He's sleeping. When the greedy bee woke up, it was dark. He tried to fly, but his tummy was so roly and poly that biff, bang, thump. He went down instead of up, and he crashed. Biff, bang, thump to the ground. "I'm scared," cried the greedy bee, "and I don't know how to get home." Then he saw two glowing eyes in the long grass. "Eek!" he cried. "A monster is coming to eat me." But it wasn't a monster. It was two friendly fireflies, their bottoms glowing in the dark. "What's wrong?" they asked. "I'm too full to fly," wailed the greedy bee, "and I can't walk home in the dark." "Follow us," said the fireflies, and they all set off on the long, long journey home. Through the forests of flowers and squishy mud, over the hills and under the stars, trudged the greedy bee. He had never walked so far, and he was very tired. "Nearly there," called the fireflies. Then they heard the whoosh of the rushing water. "I'm almost home," cried the greedy bee excitedly. "It's the stream." And it was, but his hive was on the other side of it. There it is. "Oh no," said the greedy bee sadly, flopping down on the grass. "How will I ever get across?" "We'll help you," said a tiny ant with a big leaf. Look, there's a big, big leaf. The ant and his friends flipped the big leaf into the water. "Jump on," they cried. Helped by the fireflies, the greedy bee and the ants made their way splishing and splashing to the other side of the stream. "Hooray, I'm home," cheered the greedy bee. "Where have you been?" asked the other bees. "I overslurped," said the greedy bee. "I would never have made it home if my new friends hadn't been so kind. Now I'm going to share my best honey with them. Would you like some too?" "Yes," said the other bees. "Let's have a party." Look, there's the queen bee. She's got her little crown on. Everyone enjoyed a midnight feast of yummy, runny honey. All except for one sleepy, very happy, but not so greedy bee. There he is. I think he's going to fall asleep really, really fast. And you know what? I don't think he's ever going to be greedy again. Okay, so boys and girls, we have just one thing left to do, and that's our ending song. And I will be right back so we can do it together. Girls and boys, we are going to end today with the song, Being a Good Helper. I hope you're a good helper at home. Now, with this song, we are going to use our sign language. We didn't practice any sign language today, but we will practice it while we're doing this song. Okay, I'm going to show you the words first, just to remind you of them, and then we'll do them to the song. Ready? Okay, so it says, being a good helper, and we know help, is very fun to do. It makes someone happy, and happy is our sign word. It makes me, point to yourself, me, happy too. When the job is finished, the sign for finished, they will say thank you, the sign for thank you. And I, again, point to yourself, will say you're welcome. I am glad I could help you. Okay, we're going to do it 2 times. One time we'll hear the words to the song, and the second time I'm going to say the words when the music is playing. So we can practice it 2 times. Okay, here we go.
Being a good helper is very fun to do. It makes someone happy, it makes me happy too. When the job is finished, they will say thank you, and I will say you're welcome. I am glad I could help you.
Okay, now this time I'm going to say the words. Ready? Being a good helper is very fun to do. It makes someone happy. It makes me happy too. When the job is finished, they will say thank you. And I will say you're welcome. I am glad I could help you. Boys and girls, that's the end of today's program. I hope you enjoyed the story of the very greedy bee and making your little bee project. And I hope that maybe if you didn't like bees before we started, you like them a little bit better now because you found out some interesting facts about them. Okay, so until I see you the next time, stay well, be happy, always be happy, and have lots and lots of fun. Bye.